ball.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Mad About Soccer. Today we bring you South Florida Football Academy versus Ideasport. This is the second meeting between these two teams this season. And today we are at Boca Raton, Florida in Loggers Run Park. South Florida coming off of a tie recently against Tampa Bay United. Coming back for the tie actually and to steal a point away from that meeting. Tampa Bay had originally beat South Florida, but South Florida showing some true determination and coming from behind to tie that game 2-2. Ideasport not at the top of the table here in the MLS Next, but from our last meeting, South Florida really took them to the woodshed. They believe they beat them 4-1 in that last meeting. It was definitely something that South Florida hopes to repeat here today in Boca Raton at their home field. Coach Greg on hand as the players warm up for this game today. Weather is sunny, no real hint of showers, but it is a little bit cloudy. And the overall temperature is in the high 80s, as this is South Florida's hot season. As you all well know, temperatures can rise up to around 90 degrees with the humidity, and it is definitely not what you can say is soccer weather. Ideasport down from Orlando, our mid-central Florida area, I should say. Again, not top of the table, but still a well-organized team here. They come here wearing white jerseys, which means we'll more than likely have to wear our either black or blue pennies to accommodate them because they are the away team. I'm sure Coach Greg's looking for a win here to keep this ball moving with gaining as many points as possible. Again, South Florida right around the middle of the pack. I believe we're in 10th place at this point in time. Hoping to move up and hoping to gain some precious points here against this Ideasport team, which again hasn't posted the most significant of records, and hoping to take that to our advantage. Today, we have Nick out with injury as well as Gavin Bethke. They are not going to be available today. Matthew is checking back in, coming back from an injury. And today we called up Nicholas from the Sunshine team as well as Eamon, who's going to be the backup goalie to Brandon. So some additions to the lineup as well as some subtractions. Nick being the top scorer for the team is definitely going to be missed today. But I think that South Florida still has a good opportunity here to put some balls in the back of the net as we take on this Ideasport, who has given up a considerable amount of goals this season. Not well known for their defense, but they do have some offensive weapons, so it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. And we're just about getting ready to start, so we will wrap this up and get ready to turn it over for the game. Well, I'm a little embarrassed to say that I haven't mentioned my broadcast partner, Jeffrey Smythe, although he is a little late to the broadcast today. How are we doing today, Jeffrey?
Yes, I'm a little late to the party, as they say, but better late than never, as we're looking forward to a great matchup today between South Florida Football Academy and Ideasport. What a name for a club, Ideasport. I had an idea, and they named it Sport. So let's get on with the game here, shall we?
Could have said it better than myself there, Jeffrey. Coach Greg giving some final instructions to his players. What do you think is going to be the strategy today for South Florida, Jeffrey? Well, I have to tell you, Coach Greg is probably worried about not having his top scorer, Nick, as he had a wonderful performance the last time these two teams met. But I have to tell you, I'm still very excited for this game because I think it's going to give some unique opportunities for some players that haven't had the chance to play up front. So I think he's going to use that to his advantage and get these kids some momentum into the box and see if we can put some in the back of the old onion bag. All right, well, you heard it here first, folks. Jeffrey, high on believing and thinking that South Florida is going to come out on top here. As we get ready for the kickoff, Ideasport's going to start with the ball, and there it is, start of the game. Ideasport passing back, going to their backfield. Again, South Florida applying some pressure here up top as this ball goes out of touch and throw in by Gavin. Gavin to JC. JC trying to get control of his ball but can't do it, and another throw for South Florida. Matthew to take the throw in. And Gavin heads it into space here for Mateo. Mateo gets it poked away. Gavin on the ball, looking for a cross. Gets into the box. Oh, tries to center it. And it's cleared away by Ideasport. Lano now getting control of the ball again. Gets it up to Gavin. Gavin centers the ball out to Brian. Brian, with 3 defenders on him, managed to win the ball back.
That's
Getting
it.
into space here. Shot.
No!
Oh, what a save by the
was so
Ideasport
close.
goalie. And played back into him by Mateo. And we're going to pause here on this one.
Look at the stroke here by Brian. He really puts this one on target. Just bad luck. The goalie had good positioning here. And he manages to parry it away right into the path of Mateo. And unfortunately, he couldn't get enough on it to make a threat.
Well, already, South Florida threatening the goal of Ideasport. Let's see if we can continue with that momentum moving forward. As Ideasport now trying to get out of their own half. Looking for a pass. They find one. And they're off to the races. Ideasport with 3 players now charging down into the box. Lano there to cover his man. Manages to poke the ball away and gets control. Lano fending off 2 defenders. Plays it back. Ball is put up into the air looking for a body. JC trying to get there. Looks like Mateo's going to be able to get control of it. Heads it to the ground. He's got JC running. Manages to get over the defender. JC now on the ball. He tries to take a shot with the right foot. Can't do it. Plays it over to Gavin, who's on the right side. Gavin now trying to apply pressure to this ball to win it back for South Florida. And JC comes over to intervene. Matthew able to pick it up. Plays it up to Edon, who is playing center defensive mid today. And this ball is going to be chased out of bounds. Matthew again on the throw. Looking for a long throw. Trying to get up to JC. Can't do it. As he managed to get another foot to that one. Plays it up to Gavin. Gavin down to Matthew. Matthew over to Lano in the center back position today, who plays it back to Brandon. Brandon with time on the ball. Looking for a pass. Goes and finds Lano. Lano looking. Got time. No real pressure here from Ideasport. Plays it over to Matthew. Matthew also with time. He plays the long ball. Into space, but nobody is there but an Ideasport defender. Ideasport gives the ball away again to Brian in the middle. Plays it over to JC. JC playing the ball across. Finds Mateo. Mateo in the box. Trying to find some daylight for the shot. Can't do it. And the Ideasport keeper just rolls and picks it up.
Yes, but this is some good movement from South Florida. They're already getting shots on goal and getting players into dangerous positions that Ideasport is definitely going to pay the price for later on. And Edon moving off the ball is really causing a lot of havoc there in the midfield. So we'll see how this plays out, but so far so good for South Florida.
As this ball goes out for a goal kick, Ideasport trying to play out of the back. Let's see how this works out for him as JC's running all over the place to apply pressure. Now Gavin going up to challenge the ball. Ball played in. Brian there to poke it free. Gavin back to Edon. Edon, long cross to the left side of the field. Can Kawa get there? He does. And Ideasport defender there to meet him. Kawa comes away with it. Oh, looks for the pass to the top of the box. Couldn't get it. Ideasport able to deflect it away, and now they're charging up the field. Ideasport doesn't have too many numbers forward. As they sneak one past Matthew there. Can Lano cover?
Come on, lads.
Ideasport now in a dangerous area.
Come on, Brandon.
Oh,
Yes!
there's Brandon with a nice little slide tackle to prevent that ball from going in the goal.
Look at this tackle by Brandon. He should be a defender. He's wasted back there in goal with a slide tackle like that. Good job, goalie.
Definitely a good job by the keeper on that one as Ideasport lines up to take this free kick, corner kick, first one of the game. And the ball's headed down. 1-0 Ideasport. Everybody is just stunned. That ball ended up in the back of the net. Everybody cannot explain it. What happened here?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Everybody went and took a nap. This player comes clear across the goal and just puts his head to it. And he just goes into the back of the net. There's nothing else to explain. South Florida has to do better if they're expecting to win this match. They can't be taking things for granted.
No, they cannot, as Ideasport now leading 1-0. Coming into this game, the underdog are now the top dog, as Matthew takes a slip there to prevent the ball from going forward. But this is definitely just not what was expected in this game, and a beautiful goal by Ideasport headed that in right on target. Nothing Brandon could do. And honestly, I don't know if it was just a missed assignment or what, but that player just came right across goal, got a good head to the ball, and it's in the back of the net as Kawhi throws this ball in. And we're into touch again. Ball thrown in to Brian. Brian trying to fend off two defenders. Doing a good job so far today in winning these balls. As this ball is still in, no foul called. Brian is fighting for his life and comes away with it. What an effort by Brian. And unfortunately, this ball is won back by Ideasport. But man, what a great job in the corner there by Brian. As this ball goes forward, we're going to have a stoppage of play. I believe it's going to be an offsides call. But we're going to take a look at a couple different plays here.
Well, first I want you to look at the terrier, as Brian is, at the way he fights for this ball. I'll tell you, there's pit bulls with less fight than this kid has. Look at the way he fins off this defender to win this ball, and I don't know how the whistle isn't being blown here, because there's definitely contact. But my goodness, what an effort by Brian, and this just seems to be an offside call. I don't necessarily agree with it, because we don't have a very good angle, but you got to go with what the referee says, I guess.
Well, here we go again. Free kick for Ideasport as they're continuing to play on the back, which has been working for them so far, although this ball goes out and makes contact with Coach Greg on the sideline in an area which will not be named as Kawhi goes to throw this ball into Brandon. Brandon playing cautiously, going back to Lano. And Lano looking back to Brandon. Brandon moving the ball up the left side. Tries to find a pass that is cut out by the Ideasport players. And they have a little bit of a run here. Could be some danger, but it looks like Brandon's going to get the ball back. And trying to hold up an Ideasport player. And doing a pretty good job of it so far. Nico comes over to help. And we got a foul call here. First one of the day.
Well, I've got to tell you that nothing frustrates a player more than inconsistencies in calling fouls by the referee. And I have to tell you that if that is a foul, what happened with Brian down in the corner is also a foul. And that would frustrate me as a player. But that's all I'm going to say about it as we await this free kick.
Well, there is something to be said for advantage, and sometimes referees let it play on, as they did with Brian. As Don heads this ball away with some authority out of the box. We can argue about these things all day, but as Don charges up the field, he is looking to take this one by himself. He passes it up to Mateo. Mateo making a run on it now, and the ball cleared away by Ideasport. Cowell waiting to throw this ball in, looking for Brian, can't find him. Brian able to still come away with the ball. He's a real problem for this Ideasport team. As he's bobbing and weaving, he gets through. Looking for Mateo. I'll tell you, that would have been 1-1 right there if that had found the foot of Mateo. But man, what a job Brian is putting in today.
I can't agree with you more. He is an absolute horror for this Ideasport team. They may wake up and having nightmares about the performance he's having today and how he's just chopping them to pieces. And now you're right. If that had found the foot of Mateo, that would have been 1-1, no problem. What a great job.
And it looks like we should have a handball call here, and we do. as that ball popped up and hit the Ideasport player in the arm. One of the easier calls made is the handball call, as long as it's within view of the referee, and this one clearly was. Take another look here. First free kick for South Florida. Looks like JC's lining up on this one. Surveying the field. Not a lot of height in today's matchup, although Don does give you a target to look for. And this one headed away. Brian gets it. Oh, he looked to put it in the box. He couldn't do it. Cowan now trying to win this ball. He does. And he just gets assaulted by Ideasport players in the box. Can't do much with that as Lano plays this one back to the keeper. Matthew coming back on the right side. Ball played over to Lano on the left. Now to Brandon. Brandon looking around. Decides to play far across the field to Matthew. Matthew now in control in time. Surveying the field in front of him. Takes his space. Looks up. Plays the ball up the field. Nobody there. Brian plays it back to Edon. Edon playing over to Brandon. Brandon playing up to Kawa. Kawa back to Edon. Good ball movement so far by South Florida, completing several passes now, making Ideasport players run after the ball. Oh, almost had a nice give and go there as Edon slides to try to break this play up, and another slide to try to break it. Can't do it. Ball is down the line. Matthews in chase. So is Brandon. No. And we have a little bit of a collision here. And Brandon is still down.
He is down, that is for sure. So we take another look. Definitely a fair ball. Brandon gets there first and wins it. And yes, there is a little bit of a collision, but I think he's going to be okay. They're evaluating him. This is standard procedure, am I correct?
You are correct in that. MLS games are all attended by physicians and or paramedics who have to do these on-site evaluations in the event of a contact with a player's head. Standard concussion protocol, because obviously the player's safety is what is paramount, especially at this age. But it looks like he got the all clear. Referee does a drop ball for Brandon since the ball did not go out of play. And he kicks it up the field, pretty far up there, but it is going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be Ideasport throwing. Ideasport trying to play this ball to the center, not really having too many ideas here. It looks like they're just resorting to some kickball tactics. As Lano tries to get this one to Kawhi, just bounces over, and it's going to go out for another throw. Ideasport now trying to move this ball down the line, can't do it, and it's going to be a throw for South Florida. And looking across, finding Edon now on the ball. Edon, a big presence out there on the field. Although that one looked like a foul. No, nothing called by the referee.
Yes, he's giving the indication there that it was all ball. But we'll take another look. That might have been a foul on Edon, actually. The little push there. But there's the first contact with the ball. And now it looks like he just sticks his leg out there. I don't necessarily think that that's not a foul. Yes, he does make contact with the ball, but his leg is very high, and it's only going to cause the player to trip and fall over him, denying him an opportunity to win the ball back. So, I don't know if the referee got it right on that one necessarily.
Well, again, this is a helpful reminder for our audience that obviously we have the benefit of replay. There is no VAR in the MLS Next as Matthew plays this one up the line to JC. JC just unable to handle the pass. And the ball comes back down to Lana. Yeah, wouldn't that be great if we had VAR here in the MLS Next?
Oh my goodness, that would solve a lot of my frustration, I'll tell you that much. It would be a grand thing to have, for sure.
Well, as we say that, another foul called, this one against South Florida, as Kawa got hooked a little bit here as he was trying to turn with the ball. And it's going to be a free kick for South Florida in Ideasport's half of the field. Looks like Lano's lining up to take this one. Big leg of Lano is definitely going to be able to reach the box. I'm sure we're trying to get numbers in there. Lano waiting for the all good. And here we go. Ball is deep into the box. Contact made by a couple players. Everybody kind of lost it, and it looks like we have another offsides call. Not really sure. Again, I don't know if our camera angles are going to be able to pick this one up. I don't really know what the call is here, unless it's Edon jumping on the back of the other player. Free kick nevertheless for Ideasport. This ball they tried to boot this one up the field, but not finding anybody, but lands at an Ideasport player's foot. Try to get it on the other side of the field. Successful in doing that. And it looks like Ideasport's running a little bit faster than what their passes can be brought to. As Gavin now on the ball here, tries to play it over to the middle. Brian trying to apply pressure. Edon now with the interception. He's got some daylight. He's going to shoot. Gets blocked. Kawa heading the ball back into the middle. And now ball down the field. And here comes Ideasport. Nico, seen a little bit of the ball today. Able to pass that one back to Lano. Nico playing in sort of a center defensive mid position today with Edon. Edon passing the ball up the middle to Brian. I'm sorry, JC. JC finds Nico. Nico taps it over to Gavin. Gavin puts it into the box, but there's nobody there to capitalize on the pass. Ideasport keeper taking his time with the ball, urging his players to go forward. Doesn't look like they're going to play out of the back, and I'm immediately wrong in my assumption as he rolls this one out to the right side. Back to the keeper, who's now under pressure. He's going to pass it back over to the left. And try to make the pass down the line. Can't do it. Gavin there to intercept. Gavin to Brian. Brian looking for someone to pass to. Has to go back to Gavin. Gavin looking for the cross. And it looks like it's going to take a deflection, and it's going to go out for the first corner of the day for South Florida. This ball taken quickly into the box. Hand by the keeper. Wow, what a save. And they're going to call a foul there. Oh, man.
Well, first off, hats off to the keeper, man, putting his body on the line there just to get a fingertip to that ball. That's amazing stuff right there. That is rare to find in a keeper. Edon gives his opinion to the referee, but I think it's hard pressed to argue that one, as that keeper did a heck of a job to keep that ball out of the back of the net.
Well, here we go again. Ideasport trying to work their way out of the backfield. Can't do it. Nico was there to cause some trouble. Matthew now trying to defend. And gets him to switch the side, and Edon intercepts. And going to be another throw for South Florida. Well, aside from that one goal, it's been all South Florida here in this half of the ball. As Gavin hits this ball down. Oh! Cal almost was able to get there. It just bounced over him. But South Florida really putting the pressure on here. There has to be a goal in sometime soon. I just can't see how they're going to deny us this whole game, as we have continuously got this ball forward and into dangerous areas. Mateo trying to track this ball down and able to put a little razzle-dazzle there to get the ball through. Looking for Gavin, can't find him. And Ideasport trying to clear, but can't get it past Edon. Edon charging forward. Ideasport able to get back in control. Ideasport just looking for any way to get this ball moving as they try to find areas to pass into. Nice little move there by their right mid. And it's all for naught as this ball goes out of bounds. Ball back in. Brian again on the ball. Passes up to Mateo. Mateo one-on-one. Finds Gavin.
Oh,
Gavin
this is
with
good.
a nice turn.
There it is!
Mateo in the box. Goalie's
No!
down. Oh, and he's able to scoop that one up.
Oh, well, one-on-one with the keeper, and he just comes right out and attacks the ball again. You can't say enough about this Ideasport keeper. He's having a heck of a game so far. Mateo, as we take another looked like he wanted to take another touch on that ball and just couldn't find it with his feet. But, man, good job by the Ideasport keeper. He's definitely keeping him in this game.
Well, here he is trying to get the ball out of his backfield. Nice punt this time. But it doesn't get very far as it hits Kawa, and how Kawa heads it over to Edon. Brandon now trying to move the ball forward. Edon in possession. Edon looking to the right side. Finds Gavin. Gavin with a little bit of room. Takes a shot. Deflected. And Ideasport now again moving up the field. Here comes Matthew. Nice interception. Passes over to JC. Trying to direct traffic. JC got some moves here. Got to Brian. Brian trying to work around. Cannot get through the two defenders. Trying to win the ball back and is going to commit the foul here.
Well, not too much to say about this other than I wish he would have passed back here. There is Julian right there waiting for the ball. He tries to split the two defenders and he loses it and commits the foul in the process. Well, you live and you learn. Let's hope that he brings something back out of that in the future going into this game. He looks for the passes and moves and then gets some more shots on goal because I think he can do it.
All right, ball in the hands of South Florida yet again. As we're waiting for a couple of players to come onto the field. This ball out to the sideline. Brandon in possession, loses it to Ideasport. Ideasport now on our side of the field. Lano there to take it away. He tries to play it up the field and it takes a deflection and it's out for a throw. All right. Martinez checked in. He's looking to throw it back to Brandon. Brandon looking up the field. Finds Mateo. Mateo taking a long kick up the field. Looking for Tiago, who's also checked into the game. Ideasport throwing the ball in. Idon trying to win this ball. He's going to get fouled for his trouble. And we have an Ideasport player that is down on the ground.
I believe you have a saying here, and that is, don't stand on the tracks when the train is coming through. And that's just what the Ideasport player did here. And he paid the price for it. As the referee is going to be asking for him to get attention, we are going to have a delay of game here, as Lano looks to take the free kick now.
Well, we definitely hope that the Ideasport player is all right and no serious injury. He did walk off, which is always a good sign. And South Florida tries to work this ball out of their backfield. Looking for JC, can't find him. Find Matthew. Matthew trying to play the ball through. Handball, he's looking for one, can't find it. Ideasport back down the line. Lano plays it out for safety. As we take another look, clearly a handball, but not called. As Ideasport looks to throw this ball in, Matthew trying to win it back. Ideasport player slips, and Matthew eventually does win it back. Looking up the field, plays it long. Great ball down to Gavin. Can he get there? And it looks like Ideasport's going to play it out for safety. Actually, no, this ball just went out of bounds. Ideasport now in control, but do kick it out eventually. And JC to further throw. Gavin now on the ball. Gavin looking around. Finds Julian. Julian trying to win that ball. Can't get it into another South Florida player. As Ideasport is desperately trying to find somebody to get this ball out to so that they can clear their lines. Brandon now giving chase after the ball. And it goes into touch. Brandon down to Martin. Martin to Idon. Idon looking across but can't find anybody. Matthew able to pick up the ball. He plays it back into Idon. Idon over to JC, but a little too much mustard on that. And it goes into touch.
That would have been nice if it had connected.
Teo challenging for the ball. Keeps it in. Over to JC. JC to Gavin. This is some nice passing here from South Florida. Over to Tiago. Tiago looking for JC. Can't find him. Matthew trying to win the ball back. Does. Julian now on it. And he plays it back. Lano. Lano over to Brandon. Brandon back to Lano. South Florida clearly in control. Lano playing the ball long. Looking for JC. JC heads it into the middle. Was looking for a runner. But nobody was there. Martin now trying to bring it down. Does. Controls it. Shoots. But nobody there. Gets blocked by a Ideasport player. Tiago now. Quick with his feet. Plays the Martin. Martin trying to play it back into his path. Tiago there. Gets a foot to it. Back to Martin. Gavin now trying to take a shot. Blocked. Deflected. Ball kicked up. Julian taking a shot.
Yes!
Goes through it. On top of it.
Oh, I thought that was definitely going to be in the back of the net. And again, this is a different keeper. But he's still the same quality as the last one. Look at that diving save that he made right there. That had one goal. 1-1 written all over it. Oh, I can't believe the luck here.
Well, you call it luck. I'm sure they'll call it skill. As, again, South Florida is just chipping and chipping and chipping away here, but they cannot get the ball in the back of the net. As Ideasport, again, is frantically trying to clear the ball out of their half of the field, just not finding any joy. As Brandon is working this ball well on the left side. Oh, that could be a foul, and it is, as Thiago argues his case.
Not much of an angle here, because it is blocked, but I guess that could be a foul. I don't really see Thiago committing that many fouls this season, but I guess anybody can have it happen to them.
Well, Ideasport a little confused on their free kick here. Looked like they were going to get ready to go, but now they do. As this ball is headed down, and looks like a little bit of a miscommunication between Lano and Matthew, but it gets worked out. As Lano plays this ball down the line to JC. JC now trying to fend off two defenders, can't do it, and is able to win the ball back, though, with a little bit of help from Idan, blocking off the defender. Passes this one back to Matthew. Matthew over to Lano. Lano looking across, trying to direct some traffic, and gets this pass off to Martin. Martin now able to avoid a couple of defenders, gets the ball to Idan. Idan with his head up, he puts the ball long, and can JC get on it? And no, he cannot. And the Ideasport keeper picks it up in his own box, who is yelling at his players to get back, or I'm sorry, to go backwards, not to stay in the area, and he kicks this ball long. JC able to control this ball, passes it back to Matthew. Matthew kicks it up long, looking for Gavin. Ideasport defender kicks it back. Lano heading it forward. Back to an Ideasport player. The goalie, who's now playing forward, gets this ball off to the right side. Brandon, one-on-one. Trying to keep this ball outside of the box, and does. A little bit of assist from Lano. Ball back into the middle. Mateo. Mateo over to Idan, or at least he tried. Back to Matthew, intercepts. He gets it off to Idan. Idan up to JC. JC with space here, plays it up to Gavin, but an Ideasport defender is there, and he just plays it over Gavin's head. Gavin back in control. Passes it into Idan. Idan running across the center. Passes it off to Martin. Ideasport, again, fighting frantically to try to keep this ball out of their area as they win it back in the middle of the field. This pass blocked by JC. JC going over to apply pressure, and the ball goes out for a throw. Mora has now checked into the game. And we'll see if he can apply the same pressure that's been applied by Gavin. As Martin able to poke this ball free. Looks like Thiago's going to try to get up there. Orlando keeper takes an awkward touch.
Yes!
Mora's there. And Mora playing it into the goal. Is it going to get there?
Yes!
Yes, it does. 1-1.
Oh, beautiful.
Florida. And wow, what an unbelievable turn of events here.
Oh, beautiful
It
line.
looked like there was no mistakes this Ideasport goalie could make. Either goalie, I should say, because they've had a substitute. But look at this. He just makes one little error, and Moore is there to capitalize and puts it into the back of the net. 1-1, South Florida and Ideasport.
Well, you've said it. With one magical strike from his left foot, he has tied the game 1-1 here in Boca Raton, Florida. And you couldn't have said it better. These goalies for Ideasport have been spot on. But it just takes one little mistake, and everything can go the wrong way. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the team that makes the least mistakes that comes out on top in the world of soccer. So, what a goal. Good job by Mora. And we hope to see more from him.
All right, well, it looks like we may get our wish here as South Florida, again, is threatening inside the half of Ideasport as Thiago trying to get around here. Finally gets the foul call go his way as Ideasport player clearly pushes off of him as he tries to win that ball here. This is a dangerous spot as this is definitely a striking distance goal as well as one that he could easily put in the box more. Goes back post.
Yes!
There. Is that in the goal? It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's got to be.
And yes, it's being called a goal.
All right.
It's called a goal.
Beautiful. Well, I'll tell you, it looks like Mateo's celebrating, but I don't know if it was him or Idan. We'll have to take another look here at the replay. It's a beautiful ball in from Mora. We'll now have a goal and an assist on the day. And I don't know, I think it's probably going to be Mateo there. As The line judge is the one who called it. I don't know if Adon's header cleared the line. It definitely hit the post, but I don't know if it went into the back of the net. As Mateo's looked like it definitely cleared, and the Ideasport defender tried his best to keep it out, but it probably just crossed the line. And it's 2-1 South Florida over Ideasport. Wow. You know it was going to happen with the amount of pressure they were putting on this Ideasport defense. But man, back to back, what an amazing job. Good job, lads.
Well, a lot going on here as Ideasport has reinvigorated themselves. Going on the attack here, they're in the box, cross, clear by Julian, and then furthered out by Idon. Wow, Ideasport all of a sudden injected with some energy here, trying to get a ball in the back of the net here before the end of the half. But South Florida able to fend them off as Mateo tries to play this one into the path of Mora. Can't do it. JC pops it up in the air. Ideasport just gives it away. Matthew now on the ball. Passes over to JC. JC trying to get the ball down the line, but is met by an Ideasport defender. And it's going to go out. As we take another look here, this is a nice cross. And it looks like Julian just gets in front of that one and able to poke it free. Good job by Julian. And then further knocked away by Idon. Whoa, some nail-biting defense here just before the end of the half. As this ball is played back to Matthew. Matthew looking across. Gets to Julian. Julian back to Lano. Lano back to Matthew. Matthew into Julian. Ideasport defenders running everywhere this ball goes, but not getting there in time. As South Florida is definitely taking their time with this ball and not rushing anything, just making these Ideasport players run for it. Ideasport able to intercept that one as they move the ball down the right side. Brandon's going to be able to corral that one, and it's out for a throw. Ideasport take it quickly. Lano kicking this ball up in the air. Mateo now getting a foot to it. Ideasport again just trying to keep it into our area, but South Florida persistent, and we got a little bit of game of ping pong here as the ball goes back and forth several times. And that's going to do it. That is halftime. Well, come from behind, down 1-0. South Florida leads 2-1. What do you got to say about that, Jeffrey?
Well, I think it's got to be something Coach Greg is very proud of the boys about. Going down early, 1-0, and then coming back strong, 2-1, controlling the ball, possessing, and just wearing out this team. It's really shown their character as well as their experience. And they didn't panic. They didn't go and just start taking shots at random. They had a plan. They stuck to it. And look at the benefit that has brought them, as they are now leading in this half 2-1. And mind you, Ideasport has had to make several changes. They had to switch out their goalie, and that has all benefited South Florida and their persistence in the game. So I think he's got to be nothing but happy for them.
And I think you'll be happy too if you visit some of our sponsors here today. One of them being Sideline Shutterbug. Sideline Shutterbug and Instagram will find all the photos from these games in amazing clarity and high definition. So make sure you click like and subscribe to Sideline_Shutterbug for photos from the match. All right, looks like we're ready to start off the second half here. Pretty much the same starting lineup that we left in the first half, as the referee signaled the game for the start. Brandon still in the goal for South Florida, as Julian passes this one over to Matthew. Matthew with time on the ball. Puts the ball long, looking for a running Mora, but it was cut out by the Ideasport defender. All right, Tiago trying to make something happen. Gets a nice pass off to Mateo. Mateo having to retreat backwards. Idon looking for the ball on the run. Over to Brandon. Brandon up the line, looking for Martin. Martin got some space now. Along the sideline, can he cross the ball in? Nobody's in the box to receive it, and this ball's going to go out of touch. Ideasport with the ball now in their own half. Moore applying the pressure here. Could he sneak one away? And it looks like he does, but Foul called. And it looks like it's going to be against South Florida.
Ah, yes. Looks like Mora maybe bit off a little bit more than he could chew here. And he just gets the best of the Ideasport defender. And it's called for the foul. Good call by the referee.
Ideasport trying to play this ball up. Unable to do so. There's Martino on the ball looking across. Ideasport again in possession. Trying to clear the line. Can't do it. Julian with a nice interception. Now he's dancing in the middle. Puts the ball through the legs of an Ideasport defender. Moore almost got on top of it. And it's going to be out for a South Florida corner. Moore pretty accurate with his crosses thus far. Puts it on the head of Mateo, I believe. But unfortunately doesn't go into the goal. Looks like they still have possession here in the back of the box. As Thiago trying to dance his way through two Ideasport defenders. And that has to be a foul.
Well, right you are. It is a foul. And you just look at the effort here by little Thiago as he's trying to split these two Ideasport defenders. And then just their frustrations get the best of them as they stick out that leg. And it's an easy foul for the referee to call. And look at Mora here in the same position he was not too long ago. Unfortunately, couldn't find the head of a South Florida player on that one.
No, he could not. And Ideasport trying to take the advantage here. But quickly cut off by South Florida defenders as they got back to prevent an attack. Matthew there to intercept that ball. Plays it up to Mora. Mora playing the ball far up the field. Nobody was there, unfortunately. The closest player to it would have been Martin. Ideasport has gone back to their original goalie. Nice little move there by the defender for Ideasport, cutting in a couple times. That ball intercepted. Back at the foot of Thiago. Thiago plays it in. Mora's chasing, and it's picked up by the Ideasport goalie. Directing traffic, the Ideasport goalie, but decides to kick this one long, headed down by Lano. Lano into the path of Mateo. Mateo now trying to make something happen through the middle, and it goes over to Thiago. Thiago now on the ball. Thiago dancing around. Passes it back to JC. JC crosses it through. Finds Idan in the box. Idan trying to control. Goes to the ground. And Ideasport frantically clearing the box. But can't get it as far as Brandon. Brandon now trying to make something happen on the left side. Loses the ball. Ball back in the possession of Matthew. Matthew running through the middle. He finds Thiago was looking for the return ball. Didn't get it. And now the ball's with JC. JC plays it across to Idan. Idan looking to take a shot from way out. It's blocked by the Ideasport defender. Brandon now on the left side. He's looking into the box.
Oh, that's a great ball.
Oh, what a great ball. But unfortunately, nobody was there on the receiving end except for the Ideasport goalie who calmly picks it up.
Truly was beautiful.
Ideasport rolling it out to the left. Trying to get this ball up the field and maintain some possession, but the only person they find is Coach Greg, who's waiting for the ball on the sideline.
Well, as we take another look at this ball is magnificently floated into the air. I just wish that somebody could have got there in time to take advantage of it. Beautiful ball by Brandon.
Matthew throwing this ball in, finds Thiago's feet. Thiago over to JC. JC crossing the ball in, or attempting to. And it looks like he hits the back of Thiago because he turns around with a little bit of disbelief. And this is going to be a South Florida throw. JC with a short throw to Thiago. Thiago again dancing on the ball, trying to make something happen. Passes it back to JC.
Oh,
JC
beautiful.
crosses into the middle. Oh my God! I can't believe that didn't go in. He does. Oh! Holy cow! Can you believe that one?
Well, if I didn't have seen it, I wouldn't have believed it. What a beautiful ball played in by JC, and it finds that left foot of Mora, and he puts it on target. But what an amazing save by the Ideasport goalie. This man has come up huge in this game. The one time he's not in the game, they've had 2 goals against them. Unbelievable. Look at it again. Right on target. I can't believe it. Mora must be thinking, what did I do wrong here? And it's nothing that he could have done. It's just an amazing save by the keeper.
That it was. As Ideasport trying to play out of their own back again and not finding much luck there. Just blue jerseys as they are scrambling to get free here. Goalie's going to smartly play this one long and try to relieve some of the pressure and actually turn into a good ball. Ideasport playing this one far across the field. And their players desperately trying to get to it, but is not going to make it. Wow, that looked dangerous there for a second for Ideasport. So many of South Florida players were forward. We forgot to defend, and we kind of left a wide open field there for Ideasport, but luckily for them, they couldn't take advantage of it. Matthew on the throw-in decides to go backwards this time to Lano. Lano playing the ball long. Can't find a South Florida shirt, but it finds Lano once again. Ball bouncing in the midfield. Martin able to get a foot to it. Now South Florida chasing the ball. Ideasport got some good passes here, but not enough. Could they get lucky? Oh, some jostling there. But it looks like Lano's going to be able to shepherd this ball to his goalie, Brandon, who rightly protects his face this time from the charging Ideasport player. Brandon rolls it out to Matthew. Matthew with some time on the ball, no pressure. Brings the ball forward, passes it up, gets through, but not that far. Ideasport now trying to move in the South Florida half of the field, but not getting very far as Adon boots this ball forward. Ideasport headed up. Mora now trying to play it into Adon, but finds Mateo. Adon with the ball. Adon using his speed and size to try to get this ball forward. And keeps it in bounce, but it looks like it's going to go out for a goal kick.
You know, I don't think I've seen a game where Adon's jersey is not filthy, absolutely dirty, with the muck of the field on it. That shows you the commitment that this player has to the game. He never leaves the field unless his jersey is a different color. And you have to admire that in a player. Good on you, lad.
You certainly do, and you're absolutely right. I think Adon gives 110% out there every time he plays, and it definitely shows in his jersey at the end of the game because it is clearly been through the works today. I feel sorry for whoever has to wash that thing at the end of the game as this ball goes into touch once again for a South Florida throw. Matthew to throw this ball long. He finds Nico. Nico dancing on the ball. Nico passing it back to Julian. Julian going across to Brandon. Brandon now. Whoa, that was an adventurous ball there. Maybe just didn't get a handle on it like he wanted to. All right, looks like Martin's going to come away with this one. Oh, nope, snaked away and foul called. Looked like Martin got a little bit of the jersey there, as he is prone to do. Martin is an official jersey tester for the Capelli uniforms, if you guys are not aware. He routinely pulls and tugs on the jerseys to test their durability in the matches. And so far, has a very good success rate as these jerseys do stand the test of the MLS season. Ideasport back on the ball. Playing it at Adon trying to control his ball with his shoulder. And gets it taken away here. Ideasport with this ball in the middle of the field, this could be dangerous. As they take a shot, it goes wide of the goal, but it still ends up on an Ideasport player's foot. Matthew defending. Ball played back, shot back into the box, and looks like it's going to be out for a goal kick. Good defending by Brandon. Take another look. It was a dipping shot, and it just looks like the Ideasport player got a foot to it. No foul called. Good job by South Florida as Brandon plays this one short to Matthew. Matthew kicks the ball long. Falls into a gap where there is no South Florida player, but the Ideasport defender makes a mistake as Thiago's able to get onto this ball. Plays it back to his goalie, and goalie's able to force it out. So a little bit of errors on the part of Ideasport, and it turns into an advantage for South Florida. Foul called there. I believe it's going to be for a bad throw. Ideasport quick to capitalize on that one and trying to catch South Florida sleeping at the wheel. Ideasport moving forward, plays the ball far up the field to nobody, and it's out for another South Florida throw. Martin chesting the ball down. Plays it to Brandon. Brandon up to Mateo. Nice triangle passing. Up to Mora, who's trying to use his body to collect the ball. Can't do it, but another mistake by Ideasport, and we retain possession. Julian trying to chase this ball down. Can't do it. South Florida trying to get back on the defense. Played up the field. They've got a runner. Brandon is there. He's putting a body on him. Ideasport's trying to control. They fall on the ball. That should be a handball. And I don't think we're going to get a call there.
No, we're not going to get the call, but we should. We should get the call because he clearly put his hand down on the ground. He didn't touch it once. He touched it twice. But no call by the referee. No harm, no foul. As we retain possession and the ball is kicked off by Brandon.
Matthew now on the ball. Again, playing the ball long as he is wont to do throughout the game. Finding gaps of space, but just no South Florida players. As this one bounces around and wanders out to the left side of the field. And going to go into touch again for a South Florida throw. Well, South Florida seems to be content here with possessing the ball. We haven't really made too much action going forward other than that beautiful cross by JC on the Morris foot. We are still in control considerably, although Ideasport has had some ventures into our territory as this ball is nicely played over to JC, but back down into the defense. So as we said before, South Florida being patient, using their possession to their advantage. They do have the lead, so there is no rush for them. And it doesn't look like Ideasport's in any hurry to apply pressure to the back defenders. As Matthew takes a long touch on that ball to pass it up to JC. JC now on the run, cutting inside. He's got his head up. He finds Edon in the middle of the field. Edon going through the center. He finds Martin. Martin, can he strike with his left foot? He crosses. The Ideasport goalie gets on top of that one. And that is as good as it got since the last one we had in the box. But that was still pretty nice. Ideasport rolling it out short as South Florida continues to apply this pressure to the backfield, back to the Ideasport goalie, who then plays it over to the left side. JC now getting on top of the Ideasport player with the ball. And this one is played long. Matthew chests it down. Played back to Matthew. Matthew back to JC. JC playing it back to Matthew. Matthew playing it back to Lano. Actually back to Brandon, the keeper, who kicks it way up the field. And it's going to go into touch.
Let's just hope for a minute that the South Florida Football Academy is taking its time here and possessing the ball, but with a plan. You have to keep putting the ball in the back of the net, otherwise this is a very slim lead here. Anything could happen in this game. As long as you're applying the pressure and you're making plays on the ball, you have to have a mindset that you're going to score again. Otherwise, what are you doing? You can't hold on to a 2-1 lead forever. They may get lucky. You need that extra goal. Let's see if they can get it.
You're right. One more goal would be a benefit for sure, as Ideasport has shown some signs of life here in the second half. Again, nothing directly on goal, but they have had some venture into our half of the field and gotten into the box as this ball's played across over to Matthew. Matthew, with time and space, plays the ball over to JC. JC back to Matthew. Matthew again playing the ball back to Lano. And Lano back to Brandon. Ideasport content with the backfield having possession of the ball. They're not really trying to do anything to prevent that. They are really trying to soap up the ball in the middle of the field where South Florida is trying to get the ball. That's where they put a lot of their bodies. And it's worked out so far for them. Although a couple of threats to goal, which I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted. And a giveaway there in the middle of the field they could not have wanted, as Moore is now on the ball. Puts the ball into the box with his left foot. And good job by the keeper once again.
This Ideasport coach must be wondering why did I remove this goalie in the first half? We would still be winning. Look at the plays he's making. He reads the ball so well. He comes off of his line and he prevents that attack. Great job again. I cannot believe that this goalie hasn't been in the game the whole time. And it's not to say that the other goalie was doing anything terrible, but he just had a couple of bad plays. Why would you take a goalie out when he's performing that well? Well, we may never know the answer, but good job nonetheless by that lad.
Absolutely. He has really put on a show today as far as goalkeeping goes. as Ideasport trying to make something happen, just can't get it going. As this little ticky-tack passing here by Mateo and Mora eventually gets broken up. Again, Idon with a long throw. This one played into the path of Mora. Mora getting it on his left foot, shoots, and it just goes wide. Ooh, that was a dangerous one as well.
Mora's going to wish he had this one back on his left foot. As he got off the shot, it looked like it was going to go on target, but it just went a little bit wide. And man, I know he knows it, that he could have got that goal and it would have been 3-1, no problem. And he would have been the man of the hour, of the day, of the week, if he could have gotten it in.
Well, Ideasport again trying to get back in the attack in a dangerous spot here. Oh, miscue as he tried to shoot that one, but it just took a little touch ahead of him. And we have a whistle on the play here. It looks like Idon is going to be called for a foul. Let's take another look. Honestly, there's a little bit of a pull there, but not much of one. Very, very slight, if anything. What'd you think of that one?
Slight's not even the word for it. I mean, he barely touched the lad. I've pulled on my dog's leash harder than that. I don't know where he's coming from on that one.
Well, either way, it's a dangerous spot for Ideasport as they put this one into the box. Heyman, who has now come in for Brandon, catches that one with sure hands and kicks this one up the field to a waiting Thiago. Thiago then plays the ball up to a running Mora, and the goalkeeper for Ideasport's way out of his box. He breaks up the play at least. Mora now in possession of the ball, and he's running from the side. He plays it in to Thiago. Thiago tries to backheel it in. It doesn't go the way he wants it, and the Ideasport keeper again
look at that.
Sprints out to collect this ball.
Yeah, another good job here, another good attack. Ball just a little bit beyond Thiago, and he had to go with the back heel to try to put that one in. Good thinking by the lad, but just couldn't get it into the back of the goal. And again, the keeper for Ideasport doing his best to break up these plays. But risks he's taking, and so far it's working for him as he's keeping them in this game. 2-1. I can't believe it. It should at least be 4-1 at this point, with the chances that South Florida has had, but this keeper has kept them in the game.
I can't agree with you more. Definitely save that one from Mora, which was clearly going to be 3-1. But yeah, definitely having a great game, this keeper. As Mora now again back on the ball, and this time on the left side, he uses his favorite left foot, tries to get this one into Brian, and that looks like it's going to be a corner at the very least, and it will. So we take another look here. Mora plays this one into the box, goes off the Ideasport player, and then again over the line. So that's got to be a corner, and it is. Mora lines up on the ball, puts it in with his left foot, so it's going to be an outswinger. Headed by Matthew, and it's over the bar. Well, another good effort. Again, just a little off target. As Ideasport opts to launch this ball to the midfield. And Martin able to come down with it eventually. Trying to play it through. Cannot find a way to get there. And that's a bad throw.
Absolutely.
But no call made whatsoever. As Ideasport moves this ball down the line. Don picks it off. Nice little footwork there to get it to Brian.
Beautiful.
Oh, what a tick-tock around that player. And he plays that one into Thiago. Thiago plays it into the path of Mora. Mora plays it across.
Put it in.
Oh, Thiago! More! Put it in! Matthew gets a kick to it. No! Back to Brian. Brian shot. Goal! Yes! 3-1 South Florida.
Oh, beautiful. It's magic.
South Florida in the flurry of attacks. They finally put it in the net. 3-1. That should be the capper, ladies and gentlemen.
That should be the capper, the topper, the end of it all, yo. It's unbelievable. Look at this pass in by Mora. I cannot believe that this went off the post. The crossbar. Thiago tries to put it in again. He can't. Matthew's there. He tries to put it in. It's deflected off of a defender. It falls to the short-footed feet of Brian, and Brian slots it into the back left corner. What an amazing series of events there. South Florida truly showing their dominance in this game with that series of attacks. Unbelievable. You knew it was coming. You knew 3-1 was going to happen, and it just finally did. Good on you, boys.
Well, man, my heart kind of skipped a beat there when that ball went off the crossbar. I thought it was for sure going in, and boy, did they not disappoint, finally putting it in. 3-1. We are in a commanding lead here. I will remind you that we have about 10 minutes left in the game. Anything can happen, but I am fairly confident with the way that South Florida's been playing. They are going to come away with a win in the win column here, as Matthew's making a run uncharacteristically, as he is mainly played out of the back, but unfortunately nothing there as Idon put one over the bar. Ideasport now playing out of the back again. South Florida, like sharks with blood in the water, are now just swarming the Ideasport players. As Brian gets this ball into Tiago. Tiago in the box trying to get it free. And this ball cleared by Ideasport, but not before a foul is committed in the box. Looks like Tiago maybe got a little piece of the leg of that defender there as he was trying to get it back. And yep, that's pretty much clear as day. So Ideasport taking this ball quickly, passing it short. Playing the ball through the middle of the field. They have some space, but Julian there to shut it down. Gavin goes to try to collect this ball. And ball's in play. Mora trying to make a play on it. Can't do it. But I think the referee had already blown it out of bounds. That ball just kind of curving from outside to in. And yeah, that unfortunately does constitute the ball being out. As Ideasport now in possession. Playing the ball back. Now forward. And still just can't find gaps to move in. But the passing has somewhat improved. Although Gavin intercepts that one and plays a ball, nice ball into the middle, but an offsides flag is up. And eventually they're going to stop here. But it looks like Tiago's going to be called for that offsides. See if our cameras caught this one. Not really. Honestly, our camera was kind of catching up to that one. It didn't look like Tiago was offsides. But again, not having the full picture, we can't judge. Low kick from the Ideasport keeper, but they managed to maintain possession. And they got a little bit of space here. Nice ball across. Matthew struggling to get back. Eamon kick save. And Matthew clears it up the field. Nico trying to get it further. Can't do it. And there's going to be a foul called against Ideasport.
Well, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about getting lazy. This is a nice run and a nice read by the Ideasport player to put that ball in a dangerous spot. Good thing Eamon was on his game and was able to deflect that one away. And here we go to take a look at the foul. This looks like a frustration foul as Nico got position on that Ideasport player and was able to win the ball. Good job.
Lano taking the free kick. Plays it up the field. Matthew gets on his shoulder. Plays it over to Tiago. Tiago trying to backheel it to Matthew. Can't get it through the Ideasport defense. Ball played back down the line. Julian now trying to get position to win the ball. Can't do it. Ball played into the middle. 14 is wrestling with Gavin. Eamon tries to get out there but spills it. Gavin able to pick it back up and running down the field. Gets it off to Idon. Idon now moving up the right side. Whoa, slide tackle by Ideasport misses. And this is going to be a South Florida throw.
Well, this is the last thing the coach wants to see is mistakes starting to pile up. First, they get a good pass off. The defense was a little bit asleep. Now, the keeper spills a ball in a dangerous area. Oh, these are not things the coach likes to see, even though they're up 2-1. It's not good. Things start to pile up in this game. Before you know it, they could put one in the back of the net and we'd be in some trouble.
Well, Tiago showing his frustration there. He desperately wants to try to get one in goal today. He's had his opportunities, just unfortunately Lady Luck hasn't been on his side, as he's hit the crossbar and had some bad luck inside the box, losing control of the ball, as Ideasport gives possession away once again. The time ticking away here. It's all in favor of South Florida for once, as Ideasport plays this ball down the line. Milano there to head it forward. Nico trying to get the ball up to Matthew. Can't do it. Matthew applying the pressure, but Ideasport still in possession. Brian comes away with this pass. Can't get it off. Ideasport starting to swarm. Mora in possession. Mora playing it up to Tiago. Tiago trying to get it to Matthew. Can't find him. But Mora again plays it up the field. And Matthew's giving chase, but he's not going to get there. Ideasport playing it back to their keeper. Now back over to the right back. Excuse me, their left back. Matthew trying to get in between the two. Can't come away with it. This ball played up. And again played up the field. Headed down. Don trying to track it down. Another long ball played up the field. Cowell's trying to get there. Cowell with an awkward body there. And I think he's going to get fouled as the referee stops play. Yeah, as we take another look, yeah, it definitely looks like he gets a little push in the back as his body turned awkwardly. And then it looks like Lano's foot gets stepped on as well. So it could have been one of the two. As Lano takes his time with the free kick. Plays this ball up the middle. And Ideasport player gets a foot to it, but then Morris sneaks in and grabs it. Plays it over to Gavin. Gavin under pressure, trying to make the turn, and does. Gets around his defender. Now cutting inside. Plays it into the middle. Brian is there. Brian plays it across to Matthew. Matthew with an awkward hop. Tries to take a strike. Loses his balance and falls. But the ball goes back down to Julian. Julian now on the ball. He's looking. He finds Matthew on the right side. Again, the ball bouncing. Plays the ball into... not sure who that is, but now Matthew on a cross. And there's Gavin. Gavin now in control in the box. Plays it over to Edon. Edon looking for another pass. He finds Julian. Julian. Over to Thiago. Thiago. Trying to maintain possession. Looks like he got fouled. And he did. As South Florida is going to have a nice position of the ball in front of the goal.
These lads are working so hard. Even though they're winning by 2 goals, they all still want to score. And then you can see the effort by little Thiago as he has tried everything he can to score today. He is winning the ball, he is fighting for the ball, he is making the appropriate passes. He's doing a great job out there. He should be proud of himself even if he doesn't score today.
More over the ball as he has been most of the day today. And for good reason. He's been delivering some excellent balls into the box. This one, he puts a shot on target, but right at the keeper. And with this keeper, I wouldn't try to put anything past him. He has been on fire today, in fuego, as they say. But South Florida is still leading 3-1. And Ideasport now desperately trying to get something forward as they're committing more numbers into the attack. Matthew trying to D up against this defender who plays it into the space down the line. And Lano trying to shepherd this ball out and does, but gets called for a corner.
I have to take another look at this because I don't see how the ball gets touched by Lano. Where does he touch the ball? Where does any South Florida player touch the ball? But yet here we are with an Ideasport corner.
And here comes the delivery. Handled well. Ball's bouncing. Shot! Oh my God! It's in the back of the net. Ideasport have scored on an amazing shot, I gotta say. I don't think you could have done it any better.
Well, you're absolutely right. I couldn't. And this is unstoppable. Eamon makes a valiant effort there to get a finger to it, but unbelievable. The pace, the accuracy, there was no stopping that shot. And just like I said, you can't go to sleep for a minute. Here we are, 3-2. And this is going to be dangerous. This is going to be trouble for the next few minutes that we have in this game. South Florida really need to attack all out and use every ounce of energy that they have.
Well, I'm sure that they will because Coach Greg is going to be urging them on from the sidelines here as Thiago yet again on the ball, dancing and showing some footwork here. He is trying desperately to get against them. And little known fact here, the last time that they played Ideasport, Thiago came away with a significant injury that benched him for quite a long time, put him on the injured reserve list as Matthew tries to break up this ball. So he is looking for a little bit of revenge here against Ideasport, and he could come away with it. He's looking for the foul. He is screaming for a foul in the box, but none is given. And Ideasport is now trying to charge up the field once more.
I can't believe this.
But Edon now sitting a little bit further back in the field prevents that from happening. Brian now back in the ball. Brian looking for a second one. Cuts it back inside. Ball is loose. Nobody can get to it. So definite excitement here in the closing minutes of this game as Lano clears this one back into the fray. Ideasport coming around with the ball. And Gavin clears this one just to be safe. Sporting Director Eric Eichmann on hand to watch the final minutes of this game, as it has proven to be an entertaining one.
That it has.
Definitely not something we were expecting, but
No.
man, oh man, this has been really a barn burner.
As you take another look here, Thiago gets a foot to it. I can't say if it's going to be a penalty or not, but it's not called either way, so what difference does it make? I mean, he goes down in the box. You can see that there's contact. You'd think that they would give it to him. He's been getting dropped all day long by this team. And here's another foul. It's going to be an offsides call. But I cannot believe that wasn't something there. I can't believe that that was all ball and he's just a wee bit offsides here. But they've called those right all day as far as I'm concerned. But that one, that is questionable.
Well, again, no benefit of VAR. We have to go with what the referee's ruling was, and honestly, it was kind of questionable from my viewpoint.
Really?
Could have gone either way.
Okay.
So, South Florida now in possession of the ball in their own field. Matthew now plays a nice ball up to Thiago. Thiago plays another nice ball up to Moore, but I think that's going to be offsides than it is. Well, getting some attacking runs, just unfortunately not connecting the passes on those attacks. As we take another look here, and yeah, he's going to be offside by just about a few feet. But man, that would have been pretty. But again, that Ideasport keeper is way off his line and attacking that ball as Idon heads that one down into the middle. And that'll do it. South Florida comes away a winner, 3-2, in what turned out to be a pretty great game to watch. Ideasport keeping it interesting with a couple of great goals. First leading the game 1-0, and then coming back to try to make it interesting with a spectacular goal to make it 3-2. So this is another great win by South Florida Football Academy here in their homestand, as they're not without their primary scorer, Nick, but still managed to put 3 goals in the back of the net. Great job by all the boys. We hope to see you here again soon as we bring you back more games from South Florida U14 MLS Next. Thank you for watching. We hope that you click, like, and subscribe, and see you again next time.
Yes, we hope to see you again at the next game. And just take a look at these beautiful goals again. And just appreciate what these boys have put into each and every game. And we hope that you enjoy and you keep on coming back to watch them, because these are the future players in the MLS, Major League Soccer. These are the ones that are going to come up through the ranks and really perform at your stadiums and your homes and really be a part of your lives. So we hope that you appreciate them and we hope that you enjoy. And if you have a comment, please be tasteful. Take into account that these boys are trying their very best out there. And we hope that you come back and you watch more games and you like and subscribe to this channel, because we're not making anything off of this, ladies and gentlemen. We are just doing it for the joy of watching this game and the effort that these boys put into each one. So thank you again for watching. We hope that we'll see you again soon. And Jeffrey Smythe here signing off. Thank you again.